Hello and a pleasant evening to everyone in Singapore and a good morning to those in Czech Republic. My name is Kai Faisal and I'm the Assistant Marketing Manager here at Kilde, a regulated investment platform connecting accredited investors to high-quality private debt opportunities. Today, we are diving into a conversation about driving impact through inclusive fintech innovation. Super thrilled to be joined by Monika Bohdalova, CEO of Rerum, a fast-scaling fintech lender from the Czech Republic that's transforming access to credit for underserved populations across Europe. Under Monika's leadership, Rerum has evolved into a powerful force in the European digital lending space, known for its transparent operations, agile product development, and also customer-centric ethos. So could you please introduce yourself and provide a brief overview of Rerum Finance, Monika?
Sure. So, hello again. My name is Monika Bohdalova. I've been active in the financial sector since 2011, and I have been serving as the managing director of Rerum Finance since 2022.
So what inspired you to find Rerum Finance, and what were the key gaps in the Czech or regional lending markets were you trying to address?
So, Rerum is a Czech FinTech company focused on providing non-bank lending solutions. Our mission is to make quality financial services accessible to those who may not qualify for traditional bank loans, as well as to clients who just value speed and simplicity. Our core product is a credit line, a flexible loan facility that allows clients to draw funds as needed multiple times up to a predefined limit. I would also like to add that we operate exclusively in the Czech market. And although not the founder, I have fully embraced the company's vision and mission as my own. And Rerum was created to fill gaps in the Czech and European lending markets, especially where traditional banks decide who can and cannot get a loan. This system excludes many potential clients who may not be high risk, but simply do not meet the strict banking criteria. Rerum was created with the goal of offering modern, digital, and straightforward alternative that is lending pieces that are more accessible, faster, and built around the real needs of the client. Just to add, we drew inspiration from global fintech initiatives that have proven even complex financial processes can be handled simply, fully online, and within minutes. And this is exactly what we aim to bring to the Czech market.
So since Rerum's finance inception, how has the company evolved? Could you highlight some of the major milestones or pivots in your growth journey?
Sure. So Rerum Finance was granted its license by the Czech National Bank back in 2018. But it wasn't until 2022, following change in ownership, that the company fully launched its operations. Since then, we've undergone significant development. In March 2022, shortly after starting operations, we issued our first 124 loans with a total volume of approximately 25,000 euros. The following months brought rapid growth, and by early 2023, we had already surpassed 1,000 loans per month, and currently we process around 1,400 loan applications each month, amounting to over 1.2 million euro. While our initial focus was primarily on scaling and growth, we are now concentrating on improving portfolio quality, upgrading our internal systems, and automating key processes. Looking ahead, our target is to reach about 3,000 loans per month, but with sustainability and a strong commitment to responsible lending remaining at the core of our strategy.
Right. So You mentioned about 1,400 loans a month, and now you're trying to scale up to 3,000. That's super amazing. So, on the topic of growth,
Yeah.
right? What differentiates Rerum Finance in the Czech Republic's increasingly competitive fintech and consumer lending landscape? There's loads of fintech companies right now. So, how do
Mhm.
you stand out?
So I would say that in an increasingly crowded landscape of non-bank lenders, Rerum Finance stands out through its focus on simplicity, quality, and specialization. Unlike many competitors that offer a wide range of products, we have intentionally chosen to focus on just one, I mean the credit line. This narrow specialization allows us to fine-tune every aspect of the service, from approval speed to customer support, and finally deliver a clear, reliable product with unnecessary complexity. The second point is that we are also one of the few providers that operate exclusively in the Czech market, which allows us to tailor our solutions to local conditions and customer. Anyway, our goal is not to serve everyone, but to deliver outstanding service to those who truly need it.
Great, that's amazing. I think we're at the stage whereby lots of companies, when they try to scale up, the quality of the service drops. So it's actually amazing that you're trying to focus on the quality of service you're giving to the customers. That's actually one key factor that is actually what makes a company strong. So moving forward, right, what have been the main drivers of Rerum's finance growth in the recent years? So how do you see yourself evolving with the changing market dynamics or regulatory trends in Europe at this point of time?
So, one of the key drivers of Rerum Finance's growth in recent years definitely has been the strategic restart in 2022, which brought new leadership, a clear focus, and technological modernization. A pivotal decision was to, as I previously mentioned, concentrate exclusively on the Czech market and to offer a single product. Thanks to this, we were able to fully optimize our processes and deliver a high quality yet simple service. Next, we have made significant investments in automation and advanced risk assessment with our scoring models leveraging thousands of input variables. So we can manage a growing volume of applications without compromising our portfolio. When it comes to changing market or regulatory conditions, we see the strict regulatory framework in the Czech Republic as creating a stable and secure environment for the non-bank lending. At the same time, it is probably important to mention that while macroeconomic factors such as inflation and interest rate fluctuation affect the broader economy, our short-term lending model largely mitigates their impact. And we also closely follow trends in the European fintech space and continuously draw inspiration from areas where digitalization brings real value to clients, whether in terms of speed, accessibility, or transparency.
Great. So, I mean, as you scale through the years, right, how does Rerum Finance actually approach credit risk management? I think you shared a bit more earlier on, but can we dive into that, especially in light of inflationary pressures and shifting consumer behavior in especially in the EU market?
Mhm. So, at Rerum Finance, credit risk management is one of our top priorities, as credit risk represents the most significant challenge within our business model. As I've mentioned, we rely on advanced scoring models that we continuously refine and adapt based on current customer behavior. Our risk assessment algorithms process thousands of input variables, what is allowing us to evaluate applicants' creditworthiness with high precision and minimize the likelihood of default. As for macroeconomic factors, they have only a limited impact on our model. We set interest rates based on risk profiles rather than market trends, which helps us maintain stability even in changing economic environment.
Nice. So at this stage, right, are you currently exploring or implementing a new phase on your platform website, Rerum 2.0 something? If so, what would you define this next chapter in Rerum's evolution?
Yeah, although we do not formally call this phase Rerum 2.1, we are in fact undergoing major transformation in how we operate. After a period of rapid growth focused mainly on volume and customer acquisition, we are now shifting our focus much more toward portfolio quality, automation, and process optimization. Specifically, we are implementing intelligent tools that not only enhance risk assessment, but also enable us to deliver faster and more user-friendly service to our clients. At the same time, we are preparing to expand our product offering. In addition to our core product, the credit line, we plan to introduce installment loans and a credit product linked to a payment card. So this new chapter is about stable growth, technological advancement, and creating long-term value for both clients and also investors.
Nice. And you did mention about trying to grow along the years, right? So I think if I were to put it in marketing terms, there was this trend when ChatGPT came up. Will ChatGPT actually take over our jobs? Would they actually take over the creative roles? So I think it's a case whereby like I don't think like technology would take over our jobs in the finance scene, but also I think it complements. It makes you guys grow faster, scale up quicker, and be more efficient. And that brings us more towards your impact and future outlook, right? So like can you share some examples of how Rerum's lending products have tangibly improved financial access or outcomes for customers in the Czech Republic or maybe the other European market, if there's any?
Yes, compared to more technologically advanced markets, such as certain Asian countries where loans can be issued through retina scans, fingerprints, or even just a phone number, the lending process in the Czech Republic remains highly regulated and formal. I mean, clients are still required to submit documentation similar to what is needed when applying for a mortgage at the bank. Nevertheless, together with other players in the industry, we are constantly working to simplify access to credit. We continue to digitalize, streamline, and improve transparency, and our clients benefit from a fast and flexible credit product that doesn't require a branch visit while still upholding a high standard of security. And just to add, we thoroughly assess creditworthiness, and our products do not lead to excessive indebtedness. We don't just talk about responsible lending, we really live by it. And this helps build trust and confidence among our clients. And even in this highly regulated environment, we've succeeded in making credit more accessible to individuals who would otherwise be left out by traditional financial institutions.
Great. And I think you did share just now earlier that, how the Czech Republic's processes are still a bit more traditional. So you have to submit the documents, have to be a bit more thorough, while other like maybe companies, they're more on the scanning, retina display and all that, just to do the processes. But I think with that being said, right, like what fintech or consumer credit trend are you observing across the Central and Eastern Europe? And like all these technological changes, right? How is Rerum positioning itself for these changes?
In the Central and Eastern European region, we observe several key trends that are significantly reshaping the fintech and consumer lending landscape. First of all, today's customers expect fully digital solutions, fast, simple, and accessible without the need to visit physical branch. Closely tied to this is the increasing use of artificial intelligence and, of course, automation, especially in credit assessment and customer support. Also, we are seeing changes in work organization, including the expansion of remote work, which brings both cost efficiencies and greater flexibility. Another important trend is the tightening of regulatory frameworks and the growing emphasis on cybersecurity and data protection. And alternative scoring is also gaining traction or competition from the NPL, I mean the buy now and the pay later model continues to grow. At Rerum Finance, we take a highly proactive approach to these developments. Our processes are already for fast and efficient loan processing, and we are continuously improving our tools, including the use of AI in client services. We keep our teams agile, and key operations such as document verification are carried out entirely remotely. We have fully embraced remote work, all of verifiers working from home office. And we also believe that our ability to respond quickly to evolving market trends is one of the reasons we remain competitive even in a fast changing environment.
Perfect. And then from here on out, right, like from an investor's perspective, what makes Rerum Finance an attractive opportunity today in the private credit and alternative lending space? Since there's lots of every other MBFIs out there right now, what is the key thing that makes us appeal to Rerum?
From an investor's perspective, Rerum Finance represents a highly attractive opportunity in the private lending and alternative finance space. Our model delivers returns comparable to so-called payday loans while maintaining a strong focus on risk control, transparency, and long-term stability. We have built robust internal structures from cash flow management to regular audits and financial reporting, and our operations are fully supervised by the Czech National Bank. Unlike many other players in the sector, we do not rely on bank financing, which means fluctuations in interest rates or tensions in the financial markets have only a limited impact on our business. Our loans are short-term, repayment within 30 days, significantly reducing exposure to inflation and broader macroeconomic volatility. We also operate exclusively in the Czech market, where debt enforceability is strong and the regulatory environment supports responsible lending practices. Altogether, this creates an investment environment that is not only profitable, but also built for long-term sustainability. And we believe that our combination of technology, responsibility, and operational efficiency makes Rerum a standout project in the private credit market.
Amazing stuff, Monica. Thanks for sharing. So the last thing I'm going to ask you, and I usually ask this to every of my interviewees, is that, so if you have a time machine to go maybe back or move forward in time, let's say 5 years, what would you tell yourself?
Nice. If I could fast forward 5 years into the future, I would tell myself something like, well done. It was worth believing in the vision and building steadily. The company is now stronger, trusted, and more efficient. The effort paid off, especially in people who've grown alongside the company. Keep doing what works.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Monika. So I think that's the time we only have for today. Thank you for taking the time for this call. And yeah, we hope to share this with our investors. Cheers and happy weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.